One of the things that I'm trying to do this year is add in herbals. Now, not so much for the cooking part, but for the medicinal part. So I have started a few of the raised beds and I've done them as doubles. So they're taller. I have chamomile, Thai basil. I love Thai basil. In the background is rosemary. The oregano I split up quite a bit. And so I just put a chunk in here. Let's see. This one right there is borage. And I have some dill. Okay, so those are in this bed, but my outside beds, I have all kinds of goodies growing or planted. So some of the stuff I'm starting from seed. We have just cut back the lemon balm. It was monstrously huge. If you are going to plant lemon balm, make sure you do it in an area where it can take over everything. But we cut it back, and if you look, it's very short right now. It was probably about 4 feet high, and that's just the second cutting so far this spring. And it's coming back. It comes back. It comes back everywhere, and it leaves me babies all over the ground in places that you never expected them to be. Now the sage is coming back. It's very small at the moment, but it's coming back. And then one of the other beds that I did was this one. And we have more chamomile, more borage, some lavender. And then I put some more Thai basil in here. Over in this corner back here is lemon verbena. And I put this next to the chickens, hoping that the crazy amount of oregano that I get, and I've broken this into, I can't even tell you how many pieces, and I have hung it over the edge of the bed, and the chickens are eating it. But it's very good for them. In this bed, nothing's really up yet, but we've had a ton of rain since we started this bed. So I've got astragalus, ashwagandha, St. John's wort, yarrow, feverfew, skullcap, and Sida. So we'll see if any of these come up. This bed, as you can see, has a ton of sprouts in it. That is from a butterfly garden, or a sunflower garden that my daughter went to and brought them home, dried them, left them on the back porch for nobody to mess with, and I threw them in this bed sprinkled around. I also put in some calendula, some echinacea, and some butterfly weeds. Now the butterfly weed is really, really good, and I want it for the root, but hopefully this bed will be deep enough. It's only about 12 inches of dirt, so we'll see. And let's see, what else did I plant? Lots of garlic. Herbal wise, I've got 2 more beds going on the other side, but you can't see anything because, well, oh, I know. Horseradish. Horseradish. Bee balm. Lemongrass. I'm hopefully going to keep the mosquitoes out of my water for that. What else did I plant? Comfrey. Now, comfrey I definitely gave its own pot because this likes to take over the world too. And if you can see up top, we have flowers going. I'm excited about that. lots of weeds. I have lots of weeds and lots of cleanup to do because of the storms that have come through. What are you gonna do? My green beans have gone crazy because of the rains. My strawberry beds are full of weeds, but there's strawberries and blueberries in there, so I have to get those out. I'm hoping to be back out in the garden here shortly. I also have, let me show you this. My banana tree lived. Now, they say banana trees will split their leaves in high wind. It did. But they also have given me babies. Look at the little babies. There's all kinds of babies. Let me see if I can get a good 1, 2, 3. There's one on the other side, and then this one. Now, this one is big enough now that I'm going to try to break it off. My hope, it's just a hope, but I'm hoping I can pot this up, let it grow a little bit, and then I'm going to put it in the chicken area because this started with one leaf when I got it. And apparently they grow about 12 feet per season. And I'm thinking it'll offer some shade in there. They'll enjoy it. Y'all, I got dirt on me. Seriously. Look, dirt everywhere. Oh, well. It's just wet dirt, right? But the banana tree is now on leaf number 5. So it has gained 4 leaves in less than a month. So I'm hoping if I put the baby ones in with where the chickens are, they can go ahead and multiply and have a grand old time in there and leave me with some shade for the chickens. That should work. I also have to figure out where I'm going to put this because this is a little tiny vining hardy kiwi. Now, this kiwi doesn't produce the fuzzy kiwi like you buy in the grocery store. It is like a much smaller version without the fuzz, but it's a vine and it needs somewhere stable to be. So I am thinking of using like a cattle panel, putting it in the chicken area, letting it vine up over top, giving them more shades. It might work. It might work. If I could just get them to not mess with the bottom of it. So I'll have to fence off the bottom first to let it get well established and then let it run wild. And if it happens to drop fruit on the ground, then hey, the chickens get snacks. I put the apple up in there too because for the same exact reason. If it drops fruit on the ground, the chickens get apples. They'll be very happy with me, I assure you. But this is another one that I have to figure out where I'm going to put it. See those little red cuties? That's pomegranates. Not a traditional big pomegranate like you buy at the grocery store. These are smaller, but I'm totally stoked about this. This is going to be all kinds of awesome. I have a little tiny one, but this one is about 4.5, 5 feet tall, and it is ready to go in the ground. My darn chickens are yelling at me. They think I'm out here to give them a snack, but they already had it. Don't let them fool you. They get these little tiny black fly larvae. They look like mealworms. Anyway, they love them. Now, this is the pomegranate I have. So this one is a whopping, if I hold it up, 1.5 feet, 2 feet tall. I've been growing this puppy for a couple years. And each year it comes back a little more hardy than before. But when I saw that other one the other day, my heart just got all excited, and I said, I have to have that. So I will have two. One will be short, one will be tall, and I'm okay with that. And I have to figure out where the other one's going to go. And I hate to put the pomegranate in where the chickens are, because if they mess that up, I'm going to be upset. So we'll see. We'll figure out where it's going to go. But at the moment, I have an agreement with my husband. It doesn't get planted outside the garden fencing because he has to mow around it, and that does not make him happy. If I put it outside the garden fencing, I also have to worry about the deer. And they will strip everything if they get the opportunity to. So I would prefer to have it somewhere inside the garden. Problem is, it gets about 15 feet tall. So it might have to live with the chickens. At least they're next to the garden, and they're also fenced in. So the deer won't get it, and I'll just have to worry about the chickens. But pomegranates, that would be really cool. I'm looking forward to these. These also have thorns. Big old spiky thorns. And you can see on this one, let's see if I can get it to, not fun to tangle with. So it might be enough to keep the chickens from giving her a hard time here, but I really don't want them taking my fruit. We'll see. And a golden raspberry. I added in a golden raspberry, so we're going to see how that does. I had some storm damage. My poor elderberry. Look, the flowers are laying on the ground. It was about 12 feet tall. And we had 60-mile-an-hour winds come through here. And it demolished it. So normally I'd be very upset. But there's a whole bunch more elderberry. And I am going to look at it from a silver lining perspective. And just because this bad boy got cut in half, so to speak, I'm going to have to clip all those. It's still, if it was going to happen, now's the time for it to happen, because there's no berries on it yet. So I can clip them off, more flowers will come, and I will still get berries to harvest on this one. If I don't, oh well, no big deal, because there's a dozen more giant elderberries all over my property. So, and this one I didn't plant anyway. It's a volunteer. That is caused by a bird pooping in my garden. Not kidding. It's a volunteer. Plus, every time I clip the elderberries, some of the sticks I throw in a bucket. Now, you would think that wouldn't be a big deal. But if you wait long enough, you get more elderberries. So I am not without an abundance of elderberries. Then I take the sticks and I put them in the ground, and I get more elderberries. So these are 5 right here that need to go to a different home. We'll let them go. This one has already flowered. The crazy winds knocked all the beautiful white flowers off. And so you can see the berries starting. So they got to go soon. We'll figure out where they're going. Elderberries. I'm okay with losing a little bit. Luckily, nothing else was damaged, but I was worried for a little while. We're lucky enough not to live in Tornado Alley, so 60-mile-an-hour winds is not a norm here. This is a usually peaceful, quiet on the windy side, but we don't live in Tornado Alley. So I feel for the people that do, because I cannot imagine doing all this work and have it blow away or blow over and be damaged. But it was a little sketchy for a while. Elderberry got cut in half, but that was really my only damage, other than the garbage I had to pick up in the greenhouse that fell over. You know, planting pots that were empty and things like that. And the sun's not out today, so that's a bonus. It gives me a chance to be out here in the garden area, not worrying about the hat. The hat's missing, so you're getting me in all my glory. But I have lots of dirt to move. Let me see if I can take you over to where the dirt is, because I had compost delivered and I'm down to about, I don't know, a lot. I still have a lot. Now I covered it up with a tarp, but it's compost. And I think I had 4 tons to start. 3 tons? 3 tons. It might have been 3 tons. And it's taken me a week, but I'm slowly but surely adding to all the beds, building beds higher. So some of them are double stacked like this, and some of them are single stacked like that. And I'm going to put my more deeply rooted things in the double beds. Eventually, I'd like to have everything a double bed, because let's face it, the older I get, the less I like to bend over to garden. So having the taller containers for raised beds makes my life easier. And I like it when my life is easier. But I can't bring the tractor in here because of the plastic on the ground. And everything has to be done by wheelbarrow. So if you look, there is a wheelbarrow in my greenhouse, and I didn't want it to get filled with water last night, so I just shoved it in there. But that's going over here to the dirt pile, and I am manually scooping and shoveling, picking up the wheelbarrow and driving it where it needs to be, dumping with more scooping and shoveling. A lot of work. I've been doing it slowly over the last week. Lots of new beds to fill too, so those require about 5 or 6 wheelbarrows full. So that bed behind me, right there, that was yesterday, and the one next to it there, and then these are all tomatoes right here. I'll let you check in with those later.